Okay, hello and welcome, Pocket Watch here, and it's about time for another episode of IO, and we are back to Road E, and we're going with the other option that got unlocked. And yeah, instead of, I guess, reminiscing about we came from over there, and we had a backstory basically with Andra's sister, right? So now we're going for, we need to return there. So, wish to return to, I guess, back to cyberspace, maybe? Or to becoming nulls? I don't know. Anyway, let's continue. Need to return there. Let's see, what is this is going to be about? Kick off space, as if taking a quick turn in swimming. And like that, we rise up into the high sky, searching for the top. And over there is the moon, okay. Cluster 0. E prime! Oh, okay. Oh, this is the E prime. Okay, I see. Okay. Pandora's music box. Okay. There is the E prime. I was like wondering. It's quiet here. Everything and nothing exists. It's just a calm, tranquil place. Or maybe time. There's no past, present, or future. There's no here, there, or anywhere. The interval between every single thing, an interim, a place that can be seen when overlooking everything. Perhaps this might not be true, perhaps this might not be reality, yep. But over there is one lone hope. Okay? Lightest radiance is filling the place to the brim, overflowing beam of light. And before one knows it, it takes a clear form. Okay, that's Hinata. The boy, our Hinata. No, perhaps he should be called a young man now. Okay, there's Yumi. Next to him, Shinozakama Yumi. Maybe she should be no longer called a girl, but a woman. Okay. The high gods that summoned the boy and the girl, the great triad of Anunnaki, have assembled together. Of course, Ea is among them. Ea? Why you question Ea? Okay. There's one more group centered around women in black clothes. All of Criminal has shown up as well. Is that right? Nergal, Ereshkigal, Inspector Miyata, Aoi Mitsuhiko, Aoi Himeka, Nabu, Professor Shinizuka. Those adults who supported them at certain times and obstructed them at others, they're all smiling too. Okay. Isn't this alright? Everyone's here and everyone's smiling happily. Every last one of them is here. No one has died. Okay. Doesn't that mean this is a dream? Yeah, seems like it. Oh! We snap back to air, okay. That's new. The keys, huh? Yeah, who's following the meter slowly raises her right arm. This time she slowly raises her left arm. Mutsuki awakes, Sakuya sleeps. Okay, this is the first time we see Sakuya sleeping with the rabbit. Oh, we have like actually from other Prime Roads endings here. Oh, is this a true end? Everything is converging into E-Road once again. Oh, it's shattered. When one of their destinies is decided, the destiny of the other is decided as well. What's the quanta, once again? Oh, quantum, okay. Graphol probability cloud, okay. Oh, it's about Mutsuki and Sakuya, oh! Oh, so they are connected.
ムツキは失われた。
When one of their destinies is decided, the destiny of the other is decided too. Mutsuki was lost.
昨夜は見出された。
Oh! What? So they both can't exist within... At least, like, no, they can exist within the same, but... He cannot, like, get grasp on both of them. Like, Sakuya had, like, this, like, nanomachines and stuff, right? He just heard about her in the A Prime, I believe. Because, like, he found Mutsuki, and Mutsuki was around. But he never got to see Sakuya again. No, wait! He found Sakuya at the end. Did Mutsuki get lost then? Okay, I will just read.
ムツキは眠りについた。
Mutsuki slept.
昨夜は目を覚ました。
Okay.
ムツキは見出された。昨夜は失われた。ムツキは目を覚ました。
Huh.
昨夜は眠りについた。僕はそのすべてを覚えている。だとしたら、その中で何が。
I don't remember sleeping Sakuya though.
多世界解釈だね。だがそれは経済的とは言いかねるね。
ナブーと違ってネルガルはロマンティストだから。
ムツキはどこに？昨夜は？なんだか二人ともすぐ近くにいるような気がするのに、どうしても手が届かない。
Okay. The mirror once again.
鏡の向こう側のように。
That's why Mutsuki and Sakuya was like on this one CG with the mirror. They're mirroring each other. For whatever reasons.
でも量子論的な存在の重ね合わせや絡み合いがどうして人間という虚子的レベルにまで作用してくるのかしら。
無論ニュートン・アインシュタイン的な古典物理学の世界が直接ナノ的な量子論の世界とつながるはずもない。
ツイスター、超ひも理論、10次元の畳み込み、どれもまだ完成されていない理論ね。
全てを解き明かすという超大統一理論など夢のまた夢。究極的に完成され
So we have the round table of nulls here, I guess. Talking about like quantum theories.
それはともかく2つの世界を結びつける方法はある。第三の空間、つまりサイバースペースを間に介すればいい。
Wait, cyberspace is the third space?
実際電子顕微鏡でナノ世界を見ること自体バーチャルなことだよ。
光子を使って直接的に見える世界ではない。何かを用いて間接的に観測するしかない。その段階ですでに事態はバーチャルになる。そしてその仮想世界はサイバースペースを形成する。
Okay, so virtual is like separate from cyberspace in terms of their thinking. Okay.
それはつまり人間はバーチャルリアリティを使って量子的なナノ世界に干渉できる
Quantum nano world. So you are okay. So you are in quantum nano world.
しかり
What?
それは片面の真実にしか過ぎない。
真に恐ろしい現象はナノ世界がサイバースペースを経由して我々のリアルスペースを侵していくと。
おいおい、そいつはひょっとして。
そこは新しい世界。私たちは不自由な肉体の檻から逃れ、
Okay.
気がついているものは皆無に等しい。絶望的な数だよ。
大脳と DNA は 環境に適応するということを大前提にしつつ、人体を戦場として互いに争ってきた。
ミームとジーン、つまり大脳皮質と DNA や大脳辺縁系の戦いとも言えるな。
Like was Mitsuhiko talking about DNA and stuff, like remember previous episode?
ジーンとミームの究極的な対立の末には死しかない。だから我々が真に克服しなければならないのは大脳皮質と遺伝子の目的の不適合なのだ。
その致命的といえるミームとジーンの情報戦が今やサイバースペ
しかりサイバースペースとは人間の脳の延長。
Yeah, pretty much.
都市化や人工物という概念もこれは脳の延長、すなわち脳化社会を意味している。そのサイバースペースに遺伝子が攻撃を。
私たちは IC イマジナリ・チルドレン、サイバースペースに適合すべく生み出された進化の申し子。
そうだ、 IC はサイバースペースを制するために遺伝子が生み出した存在。
しかしサイバースペース自体も遺伝子の空間であるナノスペースに対して
Nanospace genetics. Since when we have nanospace here?
それが量子コンピューター。
I guess like, yeah, quantum
そして
computers.
その中に
Yeah,
宿りし
nano, yeah, okay.
彼らは人間を脳だけの存在にし、つまりは自分たちのサイバースペースに端的させ、
つまり IC は引き裂かれし子なんだ。
Isolated children. Ah,
肉体と魂、 DNA と脳、ジーンとミーム、それ
いつも感じていた理人感。私はここにいるのに、いるという感覚がわからない。自分という存在が現実世界では希薄だった。
IC は意識自体が分離しているがゆえにナノ世界と虚子世界、リアル世界の狭間をつなぐサイバースペースに適応した。彼らはサイバースペースを自在に操るようになる。それは DNA による脳に対する勝利に思えた。
IC の多くは DNA との決別を選んだ。それは DNA の思惑とは真っ向から対立する。
苦悩の末、彼らは何かを求めてどこかを探して
something not here, somewhere not here.
多くの未来が失われた。
いや、それがどうも
なんだって。
前世紀に開始されたゲノムの解析計画によって DNA 上のすべての情報はメディアにコピーできるようになった。
Are we going to do like Nier Automata shenanigans here? According to the Human Genome Project, it was relevant that there are 3 billion base pairs of the DNA. It's widely known that DNA has 4 possible bases: A, G, C, and T. And so it could be said that one base contains about 2 bits of information. Therefore, one complete DNA profile would be 6 billion bits in digital information. If expressed in bytes, 1 byte is 8 bits. That would amount to 750 million bytes of information, approximately 750 megabytes. Okay, so that's one person. Because the CD storage capacity is 700 megabytes, it's impossible to store it in something so small. But it could easily be fit into DVD, 4.5 gigabytes, and any larger media. Okay.
つまり遺伝子たるジーンは何も人間の染色体の上に乗っている必要はなくなったのだ。
例えばエクサバイトクリスタルやインターネットを通じて自分自身をコピーして増殖したいという欲求は実際に満たすことができる。
Yeah, they mentioned that the criminal members were the copies, right? In the previous episode.
確かに
Or somewhere, yeah.
人間の脳をコンピュータで真似ることは難しいけれど DNA 自体は単なる 2×3 ビットの情報単位。
そして量子コンピュータの誕生により頭脳や意識、つまり魂ですら電脳空間に再現できるようになった。
人間は完全な形でサイバースペースに存在できる。人間以外の存在もだが、
Have you played Nier Automata? Is it or like even not Nier Automata, like Nier, like the first game? Isn't that just like Project Gestalt? They're like separating soul from body and like trying to like in Automata shoot it into space. Like basically, like they're not doing the same and stuff. Because it's not about like saving humanity, I guess. It's just for them because they evolved into the ICs. But isn't that kind of similar concept? Like separation soul from body and then like just using the soul data for survival.
それって何なの？鬼？悪魔？それとも
まあ一種のデーモンと言っていいだろう。マルドゥークおよびアッシュールとそれに触発されて意識を持ち始める。
でもそれは単なるゴーストに過ぎない。死んだ者の亡霊よ。
だがその量子コンピューターによって生み出された魂とネット上に記録されたゲノム
Soul from quantum genome recorded from the net.
すなわち DNA データを現実世界にダウンロードしたら
なんだって？
The fuck?
一体どうなるのかな。完全なる人体が出来上がるさ。それが
So, is this something that happened in B Prime basically? That's why like nulls were like appearing in real world? Is that what was happening in the B Prime? Soul born from the quantum computer, so from Marduk and the genome recorded on the net. Like all the ICs and the ghosts, the nulls and stuff started to be born into the real space. Is that what happened in the B Prime?
まさか川原君、君はそこまで。
Already did that.
昨夜どこにいるんだ？
Oh wait, is like Sakuya and Mutsuki basically that? Wait, what? Is this what he's like trying to suggest? Like, actually, no, maybe not Mutsuki, but Sakuya? Sakuya is basically the genome made out of data and the soul born from the quantum computer? Wait, what? In Hinata's mind, scene of a day from the distant past surfaces. Okay. 15 years ago, the girl who would be named Kawahara Sakuya was born into this world. For some reason, there was no person who she could call her mother. No one ever told her the reason why. Okay. Sus? But there was a period of time, 10 years ago, around her 5th birthday, where Sakuya went missing, as if she'd been spirited away. But 5 months later, after she went missing, Sakuya returned home. That's what her father, in other words Nabu, testified. The way she talked seems like that of the lost child. Sakuya didn't remember much of those days. Also, for some reason, she could only remember fragments of her early childhood memories after that. Okay. Nabu said that she went through a scary experience, so she forgot several things as a reaction to that. But Nabu was the kind of person who disliked Sakuya coming into contact with other people, more so than was necessary. Also, you could say he was just the kind of parent who had a hard time letting go of his child. So, are you telling me that like theories that Sakuya does not exist are like semi-correct? Like she exists, but at the same time, because it's like half, oh my god, because of half rabbit, like exists and doesn't exist at the same time. Is that actually what? So she's like alive, but she's not real, like flesh and blood human? And somehow she's connected to Mutsuki, apparently. Like, whatever is happening to Mutsuki, the mirror thing is happening to Sakuya. That's why when Mutsuki, like, disappeared, I guess we had Sakuya later? Okay. Let's read. For some reason, he appears to be especially strict towards Hinata in particular. Sakuya's memory loss was not very severe, and because it posed no obstacles to her living normally, the people who knew the circumstances didn't dare try to touch on the subject. Then one day, probably around the time they entered middle school, Hinata casually asked her about the incident several years ago where she went missing.
何も思い出せないのよ。
そう。
There was a painful look on Sakuya's face, that's why Hinata decided not to ask her anymore about it. But still...
でも、
Her head shows up, as if it's been flicked up.
ウサギ。
ね
She remembers a bunny.
そう、ウサギを追いかけてたの。
Okay. Chasing a bunny, chasing Hinata, right? Think of a bunny as Hinata.
時計を持ったウサギを追いかけてて、それで。
Sakuya held her head in
も
pain.
ういい。もういいよ。
Hinata took her hands and held them in order to calm her down, even if only slightly. She looked up at Hinata as her pupils swayed and gave him a small
ご
nod.
めんな。
Sakuya was the one to shake her head that time. Hinata then thought to himself. What Sakuya had just said made no sense. No matter how he thought of it, it sounded like she was having a daydream or something. Chasing a rabbit holding a watch? What did it lead her to did it lead her to Wonderland or something? But Hinata decided to never bring that topic up again. He wouldn't hurt Sakuya just to satisfy his own petty curiosity. I don't need to know. That is something I don't need to know. This is something I don't need to know. What a sentence. That was the conclusion Hinata reached that day. Now then, although Sakuya had a very good relationship with Nabu, she was always opposed to her father's way of thinking. On an outsider perspective, it looked just like she was in her rebellious stage, but...
わからずやん。いつか家出してやるんだから。
Okay. She would always say that. Of course, Hinata knew that she had absolutely no intention of doing that. She took care of all the housework, no matter what she said. She had a kind personality that would never leave her father alone. No, or maybe that was just the love between father and daughter, between them that others couldn't understand. And yet, even though Sakuya trusted and loved her father so much,
昨夜。
Hinata faces Nabu, his angers at its peak. Okay.
エンリルやムツキはマルドゥークを自分たちの子供だと言っていたな。
Uh-huh.
確かに昨夜は私にとっての娘なのだ。
I created her with these very hands. Sakuya... Okay, so she is a combination actually of... Or is Sakuya the quantum computer itself? I mean, if this is the soul born from quantum computer and the DNA, then... Does her brain work like quantum computer?
それで私の未調整のナノアセンブラを注入しても平気だったのか。
Yeah, the nanomachines, yeah, true. That happened later.
全く平気。
Actually, it probably happened earlier, but they like never really truly activated, or she didn't know how to control them.
生き残る可能性の方が高かったのでそうしたまでだね。
Okay.
虚構の存在無から作られた人間なの？
Okay, so that actually is a thing.
10年前のあれはそういう計画だったというのか。
So, Sakuya is basically what happened in the B prime. Like, nulls and shadows. Basically, the human genome's been combined with the, like, in quotes, souls created by quantum computers, so they could, like, exist within the real space. But if the quantum computers would die, then they would, like, disappear as well. But Sakuya been injected with these nanomachines and they like rebuild the physical body for her, basically. And she survived regardless of everything? Something like that?
昨夜は君たちのような臨月周期から生まれた存在ではない。私がアッシュールと共に設計し作り上げた。
Overnight together with Ashur. Sakuya is a being who is born without final full month of pregnancy, like you all. Okay.
それで昨夜
New Moon Night. Okay.
そう。月のない夜。すなわち新月の夜。
It was developed in a container full of water. It grew bigger and bigger and before long took the form of the human. With elegant curves and the long hair, they are all the features of the girl. Her form also gradually became clearer. So no, so she's not like in the B prime. They like with Ashur they pretty much created like artificial body and injected it like with the human genome to create a soul. Something like that. And since like she's like mirroring apparently Mutsuki, did this genome actually been from Mutsuki or Hinata? Because Hinata and Mutsuki are the same. Kawahara Sakuya. But the instant she takes form, her appearance immediately loses its definition and starts returning to nothingness. Okay? And thus the current Kawahara Sakuya activation as a life form began 10 years ago. Okay? But because she still wasn't complete life form at first after she's been created, Sakuya occasionally showed symptoms of memory loss. Oh. That's the reason why her memories as a young child had become vague.
そんな時、
Huh.
我々エクサークがこの研究を進める上で、格好のモデルが登場した。
So Sakuya was never a human in the first place. He's like first artificial human, basically. And she's not an android. She's like more like a clone? Almost? Huh. Advanced research, suitable model appeared.
ムツキは一体どこだ？僕らは彼女を無事救い出したんじゃなかったのか？
Okay.
生ける天才ハッカーディルムンからサイバースペースの英雄ヒーへと転生した少年が。
Oh, so I was right about like the reincarnation thing. Like he's like, okay.
我々は彼を預言者イザヤというコードネームで呼んだ。我々がやろうとしたのはちょうどその彼と逆。
とはいえ、ヒーも最近では別な人体にダウンロードをかけたよ。
Yeah.
でもあの時期量子コンピュータの存在はどこにも知られてなかった。
そこが謎ではあるが、ここはやはり預言者イザヤが神がかり的なほどの天才ハッカーで。
川原君、君の娘さんの話は分かった。だが、なぜムツキも一緒にやれてしまったのだ。
Care to explain that part? How they're connected in a way that like they kind of mirror each other. Actually, yeah, like they both vanished.
それもしかとは分からんが、おそらく昨夜とムツキは
Quantum superposition. Okay.
なんだか物騒な話になってきちまったぜ。
Yeah, I'm with Nergal.
何しろムツキは機械知性と人間のインターフェイスたるエニグマを投与していた。異なった世界をつなぐという意味。
Okay.
昨夜と同じ位置にいるからな。
だからなのか。だから私と君の研究は。
二人は一人とも言えるのだ。
Two of them are one.
二人で一人。一人で。
だとしたら、咲夜ちゃんとムツキは今一体どこにいるというのか。
そこら中にいる。偏在。
Okay.
なんてこ。
生まれいずる0と1の世界に溶け込んでいる。ヒーが電脳世界の神と呼ばれたなら、 昨夜は女神となるだろう。
はあ。はあ。
これが我々の出した未来系の結論だ。すでに世界は昨夜によって変容を遂げようとしている。
何のためにそんなことを。
科学は科学のためだけに突き進む。科学は純粋にミームの産物だからだ。誰が求めたわけでもない。科学自体がそれを。わかるか？昨夜はこの狂いかけた世界を再構築する鍵。
The bridge between real and
現実のリアルスペースと
space.
理想のバーチャルスペースをつなぐ。何とでも言
It's
うが、
okay.
真に善悪の評価を下すのはこの時代の人間じゃない。後世の歴史家だ。
But the historians of the future, wow.
それに、たとえ大悪人の烙印を押されるのだとしても、私は自分の信念に迷いなどない。
てめえこそ徹底的なロマンティストじゃねえか。が出そうなほどのな。
とはいえ、正当な言い逃れもできる。
Sure.
行き過ぎた進化の末、DNA が人類自体を滅ぼそうとしていたことは、
そんなこと。
まあ、私が説明しなくとも、葵さんの専門。
Yeah, we read all about this in the previous road.
我々エクサークは、死として滅びかかっていた人類を再生するために全てを行った。
ふざけるのも大概にしやがれ。
何のためのエクサーク、すなわち新世代の箱舟だと思っていたのだ。量子コンピューターしかり、ナノアセンブラしかり、全て人類のため。
For all
そ
mankind.
してこの研究は事実上、人類に不老不死をもたらす。人間は0、1で書かれた情報でしかない。
Huh.
だとするなら、
もし何らかの事態でデータが欠損しても、その部分を埋めるのは造作もない。いや、わざわざ前と同じにする必要もない。
So even if like humans like die out, as long as like there's going to be some kind of like cyberspace and the virtual space existing, people will survive as a data. And like most of them are not even going to be aware that they are data. Because this just looks like the real world for them.
我々は常に自分自身をリプログラムできる力を手に入れた。そして情報でしかない存在は高速で宇宙を旅することもできる。
高速で飛行する存在の時間は静止する。つまり体感時間にして一瞬にして宇宙のいかなる場所へも行けるということか。
そんな。その前に宇宙の寿命が尽きるわ。
You won't even realize that probably.
それは閉鎖宇宙論者の希望的観測に過ぎない。ビッグバンから始まったと言われる宇宙がビッグクランチで収束する。連中はダークマターを探してるようだが、ニュートリノのエネルギーを質量に変換したところで、ビッグクランチには何桁もの質量。
E イコール MC 事乗。有名なアインシュタインの公式だ。
確かにこの宇宙はむしろどこまでも
こうして無限に生きるようになった人類にとって、時間も空間も意味をなくす。つまり人間が宇宙そのものと同化する。
あなたさっきから我々って言ってるけど、まさか最初からそうだったの？
ああ、私はアヌンナキに入る以前から
Yeah, we know that.
研究員だったのさ。
すべて最初から仕組まれていたというのね。
What a mastermind, huh?
用意周到さだ。
ついでに申し添えておけば、
Nabu suddenly like appeared and just like
慎重に休止する。
just became the mastermind of everything at some point in the game. What the hell? And the one who made sure to put Maru to sleep in a way it could be regular to me. Oh, okay, yeah.
なんだと。
この世界を改革する。人類を神とする。そのためには真の機械知性の融合、非の介入、そして IC による今回様々なイレギュラーな事態には悩まされたが、それでもここにたどり着けたのは奇跡としか言いよう。それとも私も誰かの手の上で踊らされているかもしれない。
Wow. Nabu Smirks and chuckles to himself. Like he's aware, like, hey, I created like basically a goddess, so who knows? Maybe someone created this world too. The multi-layer thing, huh?
私はただ人間の遺伝子的な問題を解決したかった。それだけを願って研究。
誰もが流れ着く先に行くしかない。逆らえば溺れるだけだ。
悪いが、私は逆らうことだけで生きてきたようなものだ。
Yeah, we know. Rose mother lights split forth, and unsheaths her sword.
私を切ったところで何も変わらない。
Yeah, his job is done basically.
それに君は重大な考え違いを。
なんだと
Also, then he said like they can like just easily replace data. So like you strike him down, and Sako is just, oh yeah, I just need to bring my dad back and just snap him back to existence
君の長年
with his latest memories.
なぜそれを喜ばない。
言ってることが解せないな。
自分自身をデータ化して再びダウンロードする。
And then opens her eyes wide, and slowly but surely a look of understanding spreads across her face. Wait, what? Oh my god. He just implies that like... Oh wow. Oh wow. That was just saying like, hey, you are just a data. We can just redundant you and make you a guy. So you can be with Muski then, just like you wanted. Oh wow. And then you can do like real Marduk.
君は愛しい相手との間に子供をなすことができる。
Oh my god. Yep.
まあ、そんなまどろっこしいことをしなくても電子上で構成すればいいのだな。
And then brandish her sword. And then Nergal comes up from behind and pins her arms. Damn.
ちょっと落ち着け。
And he keeps selling his sword in check. Nergal glares knives into Nabu.
ナブ、あんたの言う話じゃ、つまり俺たちが今まで経験してきたすべての軌道。
Yeah, kinda invalid at this point.
可能性だ。未来へも過去へも伸びる可能性。まあ今では時間がない。
Yeah. So basically what we experienced in like D road and stuff, D and C road, and E and E as well. Yep.
今という表現もおかしい。我々は時間がない世界での、逆に言えば今体験している事象自体さえも可能性に過ぎない動機。結果はすべからく観測者によって定められるの。
呆れた。まったくな。
Yeah, Nabu being Nabu.
お褒めにいただき。
And then falls to her knees as if exhausted.
だったら私たちは
Good question.
これから
Do we forge our own futures as we want them to be? So basically you know the outcome anyway. Is there like an excitement in stuff like this? I don't think so, right? Like, you know everything. It's like foreknowledge. God damn it, Mercurius.
何をしても、何をしなくてもいい。すべてに意味があり、すべてが無意味ってわけか？どんな物語にこんな結末があるっていうんだ。
Yeah.
私は認めない。ユミはいろんなことを知って失敗して失って走って転んで世界を変えるには一歩踏み出さなきゃならないんだってこと。立ち止まるのはもうやめたの。
おかしなことを言うものだ。ここが世界の中心であり世界の果てなのだから、一体どこへ行けるというのだ。
人間の心に限界はない。想像力に限界を設けるのは諦めた者だけだ。
Okay.
僕はムツキに会いに行く。そして昨夜をも電子の海から救い出す。
They who once were one split off into two once more.
何をたわけたことを。
人間は誰も自分の生まれを選べない。 それが遺伝子からだって、お母さんの温かいお腹からだって、電子の海からだって関係ない。だけど生きていく、そ
Okay.
の生き方は
Yeah, you can choose how you are born, but you can choose how you live.
エクサークの押し付けがましい未来、たとえそれが良かれと思ってなされたことだとしても、我々には
True, they don't control all the beings basically inside the space.
だって僕は
They're still themselves, yeah. Ishtar, Mayumi, Hen, and finally Hinata, the four of them, each don a veil of faint light. No, that's not it. Their bodies reduce to the quantum composition. And eventually they turn into a pure light and fly off. Okay. Oh, the eye! The eye! What the hell? Oh, it's been a while. Wait, what? Wait, so the eye was like actually like Sakuya or something this whole time? Not like they're like representatives? Like it was not like he from the past and Yumi from the past. It was like Sakuya because she's like omnipotent goddess now. Like she was like all over the place. She knew the outcomes and everything. Because it was like, because this is like the reality actually of the things going on around. That was the eye of Sakuya? Do I get it correctly now? Or like, what? As the rest of them gaze upon the four flying lights, they quietly think. Left is this empty... quietly think. Left in this empty, ambiguous, abstract world. Left in this infinite and infinitesimal world. In this Jesus, what are these words? Undifferentiated, imperfect real world. Are they finding an answer? Are they selecting a certain future or past? Free will was the action they took truly an action of the individual like they had believed? Oh wow. Or their free will is someone else doing? Yeah, that's kind of heavy. Was it not an action of the group that only appears to be of the individual? Was it not a simple reflex induced by the stimulus of the group? Are they not merely being manipulated by some other will? As they come to think those thoughts, they begin having doubts concerning the existence of the will. But even so, they place their trust in themselves and in each other and advance forward. So much they feel a longing. A confident heart changes the world. It would be simple to say that no miracle like that exists. But they gave rise to that miracle. These eyes showed that they did. Okay. The imaginary was made real, the empty given a soul, the dead brought back to life, sleeping beauty awoken from her eternal rest. The past has changed, the future rewritten, and thus the present as well. They stare hard at reality, they guide billions of souls. With their firm will, they set the state of the world. All of that, all possibilities of that, were seen through these eyes. Then perhaps it's because it's undifferentiated that the world can be reborn in its correct state. In the form everyone desires. Perhaps they can cause the world to go through the phase transition. Perhaps the 100th monkey is pointing towards God. Monkey pointing towards God. The monkey is using the Japanese word to say, in other words, to show. Radical can also be written as this. If you put that to the left, you get God. Okay. Towards true paradise. Towards Dilmun. That was the hope. That was the wish. For the results that will eventually follow is perhaps a symbolic reflection of oneself. So let us believe. Let us believe as long as they believe. Sights set upon the remaining people. To ascertain the circumstances. To let us watch over the moment that marks the end of the end. I'm right here. Yeah. The first thing that comes to sight is the figures of the scientists. Oh,
分からずやどもが
okay. So the Muski and Hinata mother. Okay.
その割には羨ましそうな顔だな。
あの子たちまた旅立ったのね。
Himeka.
でも今度は前とは違う。かけがえのないものを守るためにあの子たちは言った。
ああ、そうだな。
Dr. Aoi embraced his wife.
先輩、私待ってます。時が来るのをずっと。
Mika looks up to the skies and gently embraces her own shoulders.
とうとう行っちまったな
Kosuke raises his right hand, gazing at where the lights had gone. So they can't follow them? Because they have different, like, goal, like, and stuff? Because they don't know the destination they are going for. The other four. So they cannot follow them. Because everything in this world is based on what you imagine, what you need, what you want. And they can't imagine basically what the other four want. And that's why they cannot follow them. I think. Something like that. Kinda confused. But I kinda get this, maybe? Masami bashfully gets closer to Kosuke.
今は見守ろう。まゆみたちの行く末をね。
Professor Shinozuka pats Kosuke and Masami on the shoulders.
お父さん。
Masami grips Kosuke's hand. Kosuke nervously grips back.
そうだな。あいつらを知っ
ずいぶんと殊勝な心がけね。でも私もそう思うわ。
Aoi smiles as she smokes a cigarette.
はいどうぞジョー様。
あら気が利くわね。
子供の未来は輝かしいものと思わなきゃこんな因果な仕事は
こんなところでまだ警察を続ける。
残念ながら俺はそれ以外の生き方を知らなくて。
私も信じます。
Yana closes her eyes and brings her hands together in prayer.
兄ちゃんとお姉ちゃんたちはどこに行ったの？
Okay, Marduk's here. Marduk tilts her head in confusion.
僕たちと一緒だよ。心が求めるままに。
And Ashura is here as well. I guess like Marduk and Ashura are just also as omnipotent here in this space. Just like Sakuya, so they just talk to each other while like being everywhere, I guess. So even they don't know where they went? They can track them? Wait, that's weird. Ashura claps hands with Marduk.
そうだな。それは自らの力で勝ち取るもの。そして
Emily reaches her hands out to pat Marduk and Ashura on the head. Okay, never mind, they are actually here physically.
俺ももうちょっと信じてみる。
Nargal places his hand on the woman's shoulder and looks up to the sky.
世界が幾度生まれ変わり、幾度滅び、そして己の肉体と魂が転生を繰り返そうとも、我は忘れじ。
Ershkigal gazes at the other side as well. The entire truth is visible to the in the brilliant light. The truth is composed of Hinata's memories, Muski's memories, Sakuya memories, fragments of data left behind all over the net, and Nabu memories, where his true feelings that he'd kept hidden at the bottom of his heart lie. At first, they're abstract images that have been fragmented and scattered everywhere. But before long, they slowly gather, the jigsaw pieces of information are correctly put together and begin to display a clear vision. Okay, so they redoing everything, the four that left, redoing everything to make one perfect world or something, right? 15 years ago, Kawahara Sakuya was born into this world. That is true. The fact. She was not being that was created from nothing by a scientist 10 years ago. However, you might say that Sakuya was born at the time, at this time, and the Sakuya currently living are different people in a strict continuity-wise sense. Okay. For argument's sake, let's call the original Sakuya... Okay, so... Sakuya Alpha and Sakuya Prime? This is Prime, right? Original Sakuya is the goddess Sakuya. The omnipotent Sakuya, created by Nabu. And the current Sakuya is the Sakuya that is created after everything. So this is Sakuya Prime? No, wait. I was a human one, born naturally from the woman's womb. Wait. Oh, no, wait. Okay, I need to check once again. I forgot, like, what means what. Which one is Prime? Never mind. This one is not Prime. This is the Omega. Okay. So we have Sakuya Alpha and Sakuya Omega. Original Sakuya Alpha. Alpha was a human born naturally from the woman's womb. There was one small difference though. Alpha was born as the result of the virgin birth and as an orphan. Okay, so this is corresponding to the Hinata dad research. That's because her mother died giving birth to her. It seems that she was a person connected to Exarch. After that, the orphaned child was placed in Nabu's custody, and he ended up raising her as the adopted daughter. As for Nabu's true intentions, it seems he'd planned on using her as a test subject for the various experimentations. Just like he said, because she was a being who had not been born in the final month of pregnancy, he gave the baby name Sakuya. But gradually, without even realizing it, Nabu had begun to develop fatherly feelings for her. He eventually started to think that once everything was over, he'd think about her happiness first and foremost. And then one day it happened. That unfortunate accident occurred. It was 10 years ago, 2002, Sakuya's 5th birthday, when she was hit by the car. I mentioned the accident things going on, but it was about Mutsuki, not about Sakuya. Okay. She died instantly. Okay. She ran out into the street because she had been chasing after her pet rabbit that escaped from its pen. The rabbit name was Nana. That's why she had like... So she was cloned based on that original Sakuya. So that Sakuya Alpha died, and the Sakuya Omega is the one that we had later. Oh, I see. Oh, so then we had like two different Sakuyas. Oh. So she was like a clone, basically, later. For the first time in his life, Nabu lost himself in that arrangement. And so he crossed the line that humans must never cross. All of Sakuya memory information and her DNA data was backed up into a computer. To do that, he made use of the new storage medium that had been recently finished around the time, Exabyte Crystal. Of course, that was nothing more than the enumeration of data. Her brain/soul had been destroyed, so even if scrapped together, she could not be restored. But what if he could revive her soul? Nabu knew there was something like a consciousness that occasionally manifested inside of Ashur, which was in its experimental stages at the time. If that's so, those memories and that data were to be combined and downloaded into the real space, just what would happen? Furthermore, he also learned of what would happen if he used the technology that had been developed by Aoi Mitsuhiko.
神に背く行為であっても。
He just wanted to revive his daughter, basically.
決して許されぬ大罪を負うのだとしても。
That's a broken father.
地獄の豪華で
Damn!
未来永劫この身を焼かれようともだ。
That's some twist.
私は決して悔いはしない。もう一度だけ。
There was no self-interest or greed involved. To Nabu, that was probably the one and only instant in his life produced from a human-like emotion. There was no longer anything preventing him from pressing that forbidden button. Adam ate the fruit of knowledge, and thus, 5 months after Kawahara Sakuya's 5th birthday, Omega began to live as a life form. Alpha and Omega were like monozytic twins, or like clones, so to speak. Yeah, like I mentioned, like she's basically a clone. Okay. He gave false information that her memories of before and after the incident had been lost to the excessive shock. Nabu made free use of Exarch power to completely conceal the fact of Sakuya's death. Nabu thought up of the plan to use nano-assemblers immediately after this. How can I make it so that I never lose her again? How can we be together for all eternity? And that's when he got the idea of like, let's just go to the virtual world. Let's just become a data. How can I give her happiness as the woman? Structurally, as a living being, Sakuya's body was unable to bear children, so yeah, very similar to Mutsuki. Nabu was utterly disgusted with the contradictions and inconsistencies of the real world. They would attempt to change the world itself. The light that was once Hinata realizes something at this point. The reason Nabu named Sakuya was not just because she was a being not born in the final month of pregnancy. The night of the new moon, Sakuya, did not mean emptiness, but rather beginning. The starting point from which the new moon soon starts becoming a full moon. From that point onwards, it gradually starts to fill with hope. So that is Nabu. He just wanted to protect his daughter's happiness, his fragile treasure. The accident 10 years ago may have changed Nabu's personality without him noticing it, because the old Nabu would never have done something like this. Hinata remembers. When Sakuya Alpha over 10 years ago, he knew her as the acquaintance, but at that time, Nabu got in their way, so he barely had any memories of playing with her. All he remembered was him always playing with Mutsuki while Sakuya, being guided by her father, would watch them from distance with lonely expression on her face. When he invited her to play, her father would cut him off. When he tried to forcefully invite her, her father would hit him. However, they became quick friends 10 years ago, after Sakuya became Omega and came back. After that day, where he gave Nana to her as a present. Okay.
じゃあ僕だと思いなよ。怖い時、寂しい時、辛い時はこれを僕だと思う。このウサギがひなた。そういうことになるね。
So we are basically filling all the holes that we in like memories that we had before, in like A road and stuff, because like all of like experiences from roads are like combining together, and Nabu memories as well. Okay.
このウサギが7でひなた。
え
Yeah, Nana. That was the rabbit that she chased before she died. Before the Alpha Sakuya died.
ひなたは友達でどこへも行かない。
あ、そういうこと。
The stuffed rabbit smiles as it received the rays of the sun. It wasn't long after that Muski and the Sakuya met. Okay.
あ、お兄ちゃん、何かいいことあったんで。
あれれ、なんでバレたんだ？
だってお兄ちゃん、わかりやすいんだもん。
そうかな。実はさ、新しい友達ができたんだ。
へえ、ほんと？いいな、いいな。
今度ムツキにも会わせてあげる。
Several days later.
はじめまして。私、ムツキっていうの。はじめまして。さくやちゃんだっけ？うん。
Okay, but if they can like actually wait, but Sakuya is created as a clone basically and stuff, right? I think I need some like explanation actually. Why they were like set to be like a mirror image, and when like Mutsuki is awake, then Sakuya is asleep. When Mutsuki is not found, Sakuya is found, and stuff like this. Why do they mirror image themselves then? I felt like, okay, I don't know why that's a thing because of this. Like Sakuya is actually like artificially created here, and she's her own being, and Mutsuki is its own as well. So I don't get this. I thought like Sakuya like came from like Mutsuki DNA or something, but that's not the case. Huh? I may need some other like I'll like read about it somewhere, or like someone in the comments can help me out with this.
いい名前だね。
I'm confused. Why the mirror image is a thing?
あれれ、さくやどうしたの？
そんなこと。変なのお兄ちゃんの方でさ。バカ。
Okay.
なんで僕がプンプン。それにしてもなんだか二人ってそっくりだね。
Okay. So this is actually the thing that I was like wondering here, like why like a mirror image and stuff?
うん、なんとなくだけどね。
似てないよ。え？全然似てなんかいないよ。
そうかな。
似てないの？似て
要はよし。じゃあこうし半分こだけ似てて半分こだけ似てない。
Back to half half. Okay.
何それ？
そうかな。いいアイディアだと。なんで泣いちゃうの？私は私だもん。私はこの子じゃなきなと。私なんか
Oh, she had like full crush out now.
そうなる。
言っておきますけど、私だって私なんだ。お兄ちゃんはどこを見てるの？どこにいるの？
Where are you, huh?
なんだそれ。意味わかんない。
要するに、あんまりいい加減なこと言ってると、もう口聞いてあげないよって。ほら、お兄ちゃん。こういう時、なんて。
ごめん。それから。
That was the boy said next. Even he himself didn't know why he said them like that. His vocal cords are just vibrated that way very naturally. Those words held a strange echo to them that reached the two girls. Just like I am right here. I'm glad that you two are right there. So... Oh, did we reach the ending, or this is... There they were. Okay, we have Mutsuki and Sakuya sleeping together like two sisters. Oh, they found them in the cyberspace. Oh, this is... Oh, a single point of light appears overhead. Oh. The light tears with darkness and slows down. It forms gradually grows clearer and revealing. Hinata, with a calm expression almost like a smile, he quietly approaches the two girls. And finally he came in contact with them. He came in contact with gods. The three bodies intertwine. In something of the holy ceremony. Of a holy ceremony. Joy and peace bless each of their faces. Also, this song is probably copyrighted, by the way. You probably don't hear it. The more lights reappear. One man and two women. He, Mayumi, and Ishtar. I like the soundtrack though. Their bodies overlap in the same way as the other three. Like the Holy Trinity, Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Oh, they transform into two Pentros triangles, and those two triangles overlap into six-pointed star. What is happening? 2 points of light reappear and place themselves vertically perpendicular to the star. Oh! Light above is Enlil, shining below is Ereshkigal. And light, or perhaps darkness, anyway, something spreads out to the center of their geometric shape. Their pulsation overlap, and then... You were here, weren't you? You came here, didn't you? The world will now end to begin. Wait, what will now end to begin? And so we will. I'm not sure if I understand this, but that was kinda epic. Damn, that was actually kinda epic. Oh wow. I almost choked while reading there. For a second. Holy shit. 3 of us will be together forever. Oh my god, this is White Album 2 all over again. And that's the end of the E-Prime, I guess. So this is like the true ending? So the word got like deleted and we got a new word combined with the memories of all of them to create a perfect world where they can live together. Let me know in the comments what do you think. Also let me know in the comments what you want me to play next after IO, because I think we finished IO right now. I may be actually not correct on this. I will check in the endings in a second if there's something left. I think like we have some like bad endings or something left. I will see. I'm probably going to do one more episode, like maybe it's going to be a very short episode, like few minutes or something, who knows, when I will like try to get the rest of the things. So basically it's like extra episode with like extra endings or like CG hunting or something. Maybe we get some extra info, but I think like overall we just finished IO. That was an experience, but like, okay, so what I think about IO as a like overall, I think it's been like actually interesting experience, and it had like few very cool concepts and moments. But I think like it was good when we had like, I think like Prime roads were not as good as I expected them to be. Like I think like I enjoyed the most like the original roads, and then the Primes kinda went down, I think. They were like very weird. My favorite like normal road, I think would be, actually we can like change it into like multiple perspectives. We can like the past roads in the past. I think the B was better, so Ishtar instead of Hinata. And in the future, in the cyber space roads, I guess, I think the C road was better, so Yumi. If I remember correctly, I think Yumi road was better than He road. Not entirely sure, but I think that's the case. And E road is itself, like... Actually, I liked E Prime. I liked E Prime, actually. I like the ending, like this what we just read. That was very nice. Kinda complicated concept, I think. I'm still not sure like about like Mutsuki and Sakuya being like the same, like the mirror image. Why would they be similar and became one? If like Sakuya being created like as itself being, why would like she be in any way connected to Mutsuki? I don't understand this. Or maybe I do, but I just don't comprehend this. Like, let me know in the comments what do you think about that. But overall, I like the E Prime ending. I didn't like. I guess like older endings were cool too, like A Prime and B Prime. But A Prime was probably the better one? Maybe? Hard to tell, they were very similar. The B Prime was kinda weird, in general. But yeah, anyway, that was nice. I would say that was quite... Yeah, that was okay in terms of like visual novels going. It's like kinda uneven, you know? It's like we had like just like epic stuff going on and like very interesting storytelling. Then it went like to some like weird like degree and like kind of downhill, and then it went epic again. Kind of uneven. But let's see if there's like any kind of like after credits scene. Reduce the Asgard. I'm glad I've read it though. This is unique. Exodus of the Shore. Okay. How long has it been going on? So this is after they started to create the new world, right? After everything happened in the last scene. What reason is there to be here? Just where did this consciousness come from? Okay, all the memories. Is that reality? Or is it nothing more than a single possibility? Is this the ubiquitous future? A newly discovered past? Or... some soundtrack kicking in. New soundtrack, I think. The waves coming from the emerald-colored ocean washed up on the shore. Okay. The sun is shining. Yeah, that's totally new. The sun is shining in an endless clear sky. Oh, this is like half-half. Endless sky brightly illuminates everything, bound by the line that the blunt sparkle and the sprout tall. Okay. Are we having like after credits beach episode? So the new world is Eternal Beach. It's a newfound Eden. Okay, this is a Deal Moon. A Deal Moon that's endlessly far away from all harmful things. An ideal world full of radiance. Boy. It's obviously our main cast. Why do they call them like boy and girl and stuff? Or this is actually some random characters. No, it's not. Oh, they're back to being kids. Oh, they're like reliving their lives again. Oh. Oh, they're back. They redo like everything, the world and themselves as well. They are probably similar to like what Sakuya was. They're created basically in the image of their own selves. So, oh my god, it's like the gods created them and like in their image and stuff. Oh my god. Really? And they probably don't even like remember, like they don't even know like there's like Hinata and Sakuya and stuff that's like, created this world. Is this like the era? Like what is happening?
何するんだよ。びしょびしょになっちゃったじゃないか。
Like the guys just emanated.
元からずぶ濡れでしょ。
もう二人して。
Okay. There's a boy about 4 or 5 years old at the beach. Yeah. With him are 2 young girls, or just girls. They play innocently with happy smiles on their faces.
休憩。
The boy gets out of the ocean and lies down on the sandy beach.
こんなところで寝たらやけどするよ。
平気平気。
平気じゃないもん。
The girl takes the boy's left hand.
いいってば。
ダメ。
The other girl says this and takes the boy's right hand. The 2 girls drag the boy's body from the opposite sides. Great.
そうだよ。ちゃんと日陰で休まなきゃ病気になっちゃう。
だからってみんな横暴だよ。
In the end, the boy stands up and walks over to shade in the trees with his own feet.
いい風だ。なんだかちょっと眠くなってきたな。
Just when the boy starts to close his eyes.
ダメだよ。
Oh!
これ私のウサダンだもん。
They still do have the bunnies! Smutski. One of the girls holds a stuffed animal in her arms as she says that.
ずるいずるい。私だって欲しいんだもん。私のウサダンだもん。
And she is using the pronunciation that Ishtar was using. Interesting. So their minds are like combination of all of the creators of this world, basically, or something. Like they're like their own beings, basically, right now. Like the new humans in this like new world that exists as a data. They don't even know this is a data. Like we can't even tell if like Hinata and Mutsuki are still like brother and sister at this point. They can be like just totally unrelated like humans.
うるさいな。
I wonder.
だって。
The 2 girls look at the boy with clear, eyes. After a second, the boy shrugs his shoulders with a start. He crosses his arms and tilts his head to the thought.
私のウサダン。私のウサダン。
Okay, and Sakuya is using the black mai. Gus presses him.
これしかないか。
The boy glances down on his side where the worn-out teddy bear lies. Okay. He stands up and takes it in his hands.
それじゃあ君にはこれをあげるよ。
Sakuya got a teddy bear this time! So... Is this meaning like they are not... Like this so this is basically to mean that Sakuya and Mutsuki are not connected as the one anymore. They're like actually separate. He says that and presents it to the girl who wanted the rabbit.
これを僕だと思って大。
It's the same.
このウサダンくれた時と同じセリフ。
Okay. The 2 girls stare at the boy. A troubled expression rises to his face as he strokes the area under his nose. Also, in the background, they were still playing in the water. Why we have like multiple of them? Wait, what is happening? Why we had like I saw in the background on the bottom part they were still playing in the water. But the girl stares at the boy. A troubled expression rises in his face as he strokes the area under his nose. The boy's upper lip is dyed black, as if there were a mustache growing there. The 2 become dumbfounded, but soon afterwards... Why they are in the background? My mind is like breaking. What is going on? Okay, so Mutsuki having still a rabbit. The moon rabbit, because she's associated with the moon. I don't know why the bear. I think like this is just to make a difference between her and Mutsuki in this world. That they're not the same anymore. They're not like half of the same. Actually, this is also corresponding to the backstory that we had. Like Sakuya said, like, I'm not the same as you. Like, you are half similar and half not. So half similar is that think of this as me. But the half of that is not similar is that this is the bunny and this is the teddy bear. That works, right? They fall to the ground, holding their sides in laughter. When the boy saw them acting like this, he tilted his head in confusion and rubbed his upper lip again. The mood mustache only grew darker as a result. Okay. The boy who was staring in puzzlement also burst out into laughter in the lead. He turns away as he says this. The two girls stare at him simultaneously. And not energetically, with beaming smiles on their faces. There's Hinata. Okay, there's everyone. The boy says this and breaks off into a run. So it is like each of them is like condensing like memories of like multiple people. Okay. Yep. Stardom, Mutsuki. I think girls holding hands and they start entering the ocean. Okay, so that was just three people. That was just like they didn't want it to like make out the background. Okay, sure. And beyond that is what's beyond? What's beyond the ocean? He looked for her eyes and figure. Okay. She looked for his figure and eyes. In the end, which one of them saw the other first? In the end, which one of them saw the other last? The two girls whose hands started in the ocean, and beyond that is... As long as you're seeking someone, then someone is surely seeking you too. That new hope that goes from the end to the beginning shines brightly to the world. I am right here. You were right there, weren't you? Huh. I kinda like it. Oh. We're still going. One certain story ended. What's the next story began? Okay. Update. I like that they like created a new world and like created like new versions of themselves, basically. History added to extra. That they created basically like the main three as like separate personalities, illustrations. Okay. And they're like combination of like multiple like memories, if I'm correct. Okay. That was interesting. I actually like that. Let's say like the playing clock. Let me know in the comments what do you think, by the way. Also. And what you want me to play after this. As I mentioned before, but let's see. So nothing changed here. So I don't know if like there's going to be anything changes. I don't know if I will like go and try to fill all the blanks. I don't think I will, but maybe I will try. I will see. Or I would just do like endings and stuff. What's the playing log? 26 out of 31. Scene titles. We had all the scenes actually. Okay, yeah, we are hunting for CGs. We don't have full CGs. We're going to hunt for CGs. Yep, there's at least one episode more. Choices. There's like 6 choices that we missed. That's like how many? Yeah. Okay. Endings. So that was E prime. Where's the E prime? There's the E prime. True end. IO. Okay, of course. IO or 1/0 actually. Wow. I actually like the true end. So basically, humans are doomed, right? I think in this end, like the genetics and stuff, it's like going to like make humans to die out. But since like we have basically the omnipotent presences creating the virtual world, the data of people that are going to die are going to transfer, right? Something like that? Is that what it is about? And they're going to still like be alive and stuff. Or does it mean that we are just creating a clones just like Sakuya was? Like they downloading the people just like we did in the B prime. We're downloading people into the world and the world is like created. No, that's about data. I think this all of this was like virtual world, but none of the people that can like actually comprehend this is the virtual world. Like think of this like you're just sitting now watching this episode and you don't know if this is real. Like who knows, maybe what you're watching now is like maybe you don't exist in the real world, you know, we don't even know. Anyway, let's see like what we are missing. A, we have everything. B, we have everything, it seems, nothing new. C, seems like everything we have and nothing new. D, also everything. So yeah, road E. So yeah, road E, the last things that we had was the twin moons. So Mutsuki and Sakuya. Interesting, twin moons. I mean, makes sense, like both of them like named by the moon. Is this the only reason why they were said to be the mirror images? Because one is like the new moon and the other one is the full moon? Or is there some other connection? I still need some explanations on this, probably. Then we have this, wait, twin moons. Here is the Eden which I desired. Okay, so everyone's happy. Yep, and that's the 3 of them. Restart, game over, and we had all of this, and the hope is here. And in the ETC we have also a bunch of things, probably. Let's see. We had this. Premium soundtrack cover. We had this. We had this. Promotional illustrations we had. Shinazaka Sisters special telephone card illustrations. We had this before. First release. LE cover illustrations. What the LE? Because here's also LE cover illustration. Can someone like tell me what the LE means? First release, LE cover. So you have Sakuya with clovers and Mutsuki with clover. Okay. Both of them with clovers. The twin moons. Oh, and here's like actually a representation of this probably. Like Mutsuki is like this, like the full moon here, and Sakuya is here. Is this the representation? And then we have magazine ad illustration. Oh, so we have... Wait, that's a lot of bunnies. So we have Sakuya and Magdalene, actually, for whatever reasons. I mean, this is just an illustration, so... And there's like a poster of someone. Okay. Okay, the full? Yep, we have, okay. Okay, that's a random illustration, but cute. That's nice. Okay. So we still have like a lot, I mean not a lot, but bunch of. So yeah, I'm going to see you in the next episode where we're going to do some extra stuff. Let's see if is there like anything here new? No. They added also the history thing, right? Yeah, there it is. Can I click this now? Wait, we have official chronology. We have IO explained. Holy shit. I'm not going to read this for now. I'm going to check the IO history like at the end or something. You know, we're going to hunt for the CGs, and I will check the IO history at the end as the last thing. So yeah, you were telling me that there exists the official timeline, and it's like just a timeline for IO, and it actually is here. I'm actually excited about this. I'm actually excited about this to see like what, like how does like correspond to each other. Holy shit. Okay, but that's for the next episode. So yeah, we pretty much officially ended with like true end of IO. Let me know in the comments, what do you think? Do you like this ending? Do you dislike it? Do you have other favorite ending? But yeah, let me know in the comments what you want me to play next as well, as I said. And yeah, I will see you in the next episode where I will try to, I guess, hunt down the other CGs and get like the other endings. And yeah, we are going to check the chronology after like we get the rest, because maybe we are going to find something before going to chronology thing. So yeah, anyway, thank you for watching. I will see you next one. So click the like button if you liked the episode, subscribe for more, check my Discord, and become a member if you'd like to support me and see episodes earlier. Thank you once again, and for Pocket Watch, let's get out.